Hello, it says I'm live. That's cool. I know you can't see anything. I can't see anything either. I can't see! I'm blind! Oh god, I'm blind! Oh, Jesus! No, I'm kidding. Just calm down. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Hello, it says I'm live. That's cool. Oh no. I can hear my own audio check. Fuck you, audio check. Go away. I'll explain things in a second when I feel like them. So, fuck off. Okay, faction war. I gotta get the faction war replays into their own folder so you guys don't get any spoilers. And if you're like, hey, you should have done that before the stream, a couple things. 1, shut up. 2, shut up. 3, Dov said he might go for... These are all faction. Got it. He would go for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then he went about an hour, 9 minutes. All right, this is a little earlier than I predicted to be on. I was in the middle of lunch. I was doing some stuff, so now I got to hit start on the stream. Half an hour early. Not Dov's fault, but half an hour early. So I hit start before I had anything to show you so that people who thought it was in half an hour get the notification and maybe show up. So give me a goddamn second. Okay. That update is complete. We can at least get something on your screen. Besides the blindness, you alright, mate? Dude, I'm good. Watching France versus Canada, the rematch. Oh, of course. Of course. Why aren't you showing the video game? There we go. Okay, replays. And now there's no spoilers. I have some replays I need to cast for the channel in general. Then I have some World Cup stuff, but that won't get in our way. So today we have RAT, RTK, and ODM. I'll explain what's happening when I feel like it. RAT. 0. No, not dash. 0. RTK. 0. And then all the way by themselves. 0. Ha all alone is a little too long. Let's just go all alone. No, but then that's too serious. Then people might think I like ODM. Nerds. Pick that. Okie dokie. I'm gonna check it on chat. Now let's do this thing. How are we doing, everybody? Hope we're doing good. Oi! Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. ODM stands for all of them. So today we have a little fun event from Luciano. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. And his name is not originated from La America, so I don't know. Anyway, I just call him Lucy. He came up with a tournament idea, so as you could see on the thumbnail for this stream, there were 2 groups of 3. So we had VM, NC, and XMT on the other side of the bracket. On this side, we have RTK, RAT, and ODM. So each team did a round robin. You can see the 9 games right there. And then whoever on each side of the bracket had the best record in the round robin goes to finals, where there are 3 games there. Now, how the games worked are players made factions ahead of time. It was like a tabletop format, which tabletop is just you have an army and you take that army with you into battle. You can't change it based on your opponent. And the tournament spec says no flying missile units. There's no air cheese. You must spend at least 4k gold or have 8 melee infantry on your front line, minimum. And you can only have 1 big monster worth more than 1,500 gold. So this should reduce giant monsters. This should make it more frontline focused and should make the games a little more spread out. Talon, I do my best. So the armies have some different specifications to them. Should reduce monster mass, should reduce air cheese. Now, I believe we should see the same... Yes. So the RTK versus ODM game and the ODM versus RAT game, you can see Segos takes the same Empire build both times, so he's just stuck with it. So they had to make a generic build that could kind of handle anything, not tailored to their specific opponent. Hey, we have the Acid Burper. Okay, that's fine. Let's do this. Let's get started. Each victory gives you a point. The person with the most points gets into the finals to fight whoever won on Dov's stream, which I didn't watch Dov part 1 entirely. I popped in and out, but I was having lunch, and then I needed to stream, so now I'm here. So let's start with... Let's just hop around. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Let's just hop around. We're going to do ODM versus RTK game 1. Let's do it. Fuck it. Borgash versus Segos. Greenskins and the Empire. Are those the Teeth Snatches? Maybe. They're not in this one. We have Morgans, Benji Marauders, River Troll, ROR, the Swamp Finks, and the Acid Burper. For the Sneaky Gobbos, we have Morgans, Benji Marauders, the Acid Burper, the big old Colossal Squig Regiment of Renown. Then we do have the River Troll Hags, River Troll ROR, the Swamp Things, the Rusty Errors, plus some Savage Orc RR Boys, 4 Orc Boar Boy Biggins, nope, just 3, and then a whole bunch of Goblins. Some have Spears, some don't. Night Goblin Shaman with Sneaky Stabbin and Vindictive Glare, and the Night Goblin Warbus with his Rampage, his Spinning Loons, and his Net. It's your favorite Empire unit 4 times? Dude, I hate the Outriders so much. I hate them. They miss so many shots. Look at how much damage they're not doing. Ugh, I hate them. On the other side for Segos, we have 4 Outriders. Balthazar Gelt. Wow, nice volleys, you guys. Nice volleys. Balthazar Gelt with Searing Doom and Found Transmutation. Then we have 2 Hawkland Long Rifles, 4 Empire Knights, and a front line of Spearmen and Halberdiers. An awful lot of them. And the Outriders are getting tens of damage. Alright, can you hit the Acid Burper at least? It's tall. Yeah, you hit it a little bit. Fucking Outriders. I hate them. I hate them so goddamn much. Ugh. Alright, this was played on the last patch, I believe, so the hotfix wasn't in yet, so these Outriders do still form a tightly knit little blob whenever they try and move around. They are not loving that. But they'll get it figured out eventually. These Outriders get a decent volley under the Morgans, Benji Marauders. Conjuring Codex. I know you're trolling me about a specific instance, but I do love that argument where it's like, yeah, they paid for themselves shooting at Lokir, who's sitting perfectly still, but if you take a good unit and get them in that situation, they'll get 3 or 4 times their value. Alright. Outriders still firing away. Doing their best to participate in this battle somehow. They're just missing so many shots. Night Goblin Warboss gets hit with an Overcast and Final Transmutation. That is an excellent spell choice onto him because he has a teeny tiny little HP pool and no source of healing, so all that damage will count. And he is overextending mightily. I don't know what he's hoping to gain here. I think his handler has just gotten distracted doing something else. So we do have Orc Boar Biggins with Sneaky Stabbing, giving them more melee attack and extra armor piercing damage. They charge some Empire Knights who weren't quite ready for that. Night Goblin Warboss moving in. We do have a bit of a clump forming, but that was because some Empire Knights were in the way. The Acid Burpa is now through, but as we mentioned, Night Goblin Warboss was overextended. Now he's surrounded by Empire Knights. He can't leave if he wanted to, and Halberdiers are running in to try and poke at his little shins. You can see those halberds getting in there. This guy is in some severe trouble because he already took a nasty Found Transmutation. Yeah, he's already routing, so a big whoopsie from the Greenskin player is going to cost him quite a lot. Big Searing Doom as well onto the Orc Boar Biggins, quite clustered up, and so far the Empire is having a field day in this early game. But can Gelt get back into the sky and chase down the Night Goblin Warboss? I hope for his sake that he can. The left flank's going much better for the Greenskins. They're getting some great engagements, and the Acid Burpa is going absolutely nuts in the background. Not a lot of value yet. Kind of the curse of being a big, expensive monster that kills cheap infantry quite well is it's hard to get your value back because you're so expensive and the things you're killing are so cheap. No one is around to save the poor Night Goblin War Boss from Gelt, who's currently T-posing on that ass, but he'll run him down. Various updates over the months have made it better for flying single entities to chase ground-based single entities, so Gelt will do what he has to. Greenskins are actually slightly ahead on the balance of power. I imagine that'll change when the Night Goblin War Boss dies and all of a sudden their leadership falls to shit, because most of this army is just goblins who are extra susceptible to routing when their lord is gone. Outriders still firing at the Acid Burpa. Just around paying for themselves now. Fire! Some poking shots in the Morgrups. They're definitely much better at hitting cavalry or large single entities than they are infantry, so I'm being a little unfair for comedic effect. If you want my real analysis, Outriders are okay or kind of meh. I don't think they're actually terrible. It's just funny to watch them miss a ton. The thing that saves them is their low price point and their insane amount of ammunition. They can just fire forever, which is how they usually pay for themselves, and that's what a lot of actual Outrider enjoyers like to tell me, is it's like, yeah, but how much do you expect out of a 700 gold unit? I just like laughing at how many of these fucking bullets miss all the time. But again, they do have ridiculous amounts of ammo. It's fine. Acid Burpa is currently rampaging out of control. Gelt did finish off the Night Goblin War Boss. You can see a lot more goblin white flags appearing in the sky as the Outriders try and kite out the Orc Boar Biggins. And 12 more seconds on the Acid Burpa's rampage. Yeah, Outrider, it's real cool to say death to the enemy and stuff, but you're not going to 1v1 the Acid Burpa in melee, so you might want to get running. They get running, not by their player's volition, just terror out takes them out as the Outriders continue to light up Orc Boar Biggins. Greenskins still have a decent amount of archers left. They have a Night Goblin Shaman who's pretty healthy, though with an insanely low HP pool being a foot goblin hero. If Gelt finds him, he's currently stalked. If Gelt finds him, one overcasted Final Transmutation will actually put that guy in routing range. The Greenskins still have the Acid Burpa, and he is, you know, dangerous enough, but with two Outriders currently shooting him in the back and the other one just running away from him, I do think the Acid Burpa will get slowly, emphasis on slowly, attrition down over time. I kind of hope Gelt doesn't waste the Final Transmutation on that big guy. It would be okay. I just feel like... I feel like you should use the Night Goblin Shaman, but honestly, in the craziness of a game, when you're playing in it, I bet he doesn't even know the Night Goblin's around. He just revealed himself now, so I don't know if Balthazar Gelt's going to run over there and deal with him. Seems like he does just want to Final Trans the Acid Burpa. That's fine. It's not a bad choice. A bad choice to be Final Transmutationing a random goblin to spears. It's not a bad choice. I just think it's suboptimal. Nice big Final Trans onto the Acid Burpa. Good damage as the Outriders continue to kite out. Meanwhile, Savage Orc Armor Boys trying to hold their ground and deal with the last of the Empire's halberds. The only way the Greenskins win is get into a late game state where... Ooh, that was not worth it, unfortunately. The Overcast got blocked by Empire Knights. Get into a late game state where you have a bunch of archers and the Night Goblin Shaman standing around, and then your archers can kill the skirmish cav super easily, and Gelt can't fight all these Savage Orcs in melee. That's really your only hope for winning, but, I mean, if Gelt has Searing Doom, he can deal with the Savage Orcs. It's risky. Outriders try and trade with the Savage Orc Armor Boys, but when those Savage Orcs turn around, they should get a nice meaty volley. That being said, as soon as they start to draw their bows, they get hit with the Searing Doom, so nice combo there from the Empire Outriders to bait them into stopping, and a Searing Doom to really hurt them. Acid Burpa is going to route off the map. Morgul's Mangy Marauders are also going to run away. -5 leadership, and then Gelt's up in the sky. He's faster than them. And they shatter. Doesn't even have to chase him. Love that for him. One healthy Outrider, one half-health Outrider. And the rest of the Empire is in tatters. Ooh, full health Spearman. Night Goblin War Boss will be fine. He gets knocked around. Nice juke there from Gelt getting in this guy at the last second. Anyway, Night Goblin War Boss will be fine. He just gets knocked around when hit by big units, unless that unit is called Boris. Yeah, that he fucking one-shots my Night Goblin. Ugh. Silly. Outriders move back in. And fire at the Savage Orcs. Get a nice little bit of poke damage. And an overcasted Searing Doom from Gelt. risky, seeing how much damage it just did to him. But it ends up being worth it as it deletes an entire Savage Orc Aura Boy just as Empire Knights charge in to break their leadership at last. And that should be GG. Both the Savage Orcs getting taken out by Gelt. Not that much a single Night Goblin Shaman can do. Borgash just surrenders. Human Boy, we need the Dark Elf roster guide ASAP. I'm trying my best. I'm doing what I can. Do you know how long those guides take to make? Forever. They take forever. I'm doing my best. Leave me alone. Never message me again. I kid. You can message me, but I am doing my best. All right. Colossal Squig, ROR. Got the most value with 1,400 on this roster. For Segos, I actually didn't notice any good rampages. The Night Goblin Warboss getting thrown to his death was definitely a whoopsie. For Segos, 2,400 on Gelt. Infantry got destroyed. Hawk and Long Rifles also got destroyed. Empire Knights didn't get much done. So it was Gelt and the Outriders hard carrying. Is Hummus like the best streamer man out there? I really am. I really am. When are we going to make this Skaven guide? I made this Skaven guide alone. It was the first thing I did. Okay, so that was RTK versus ODM. RTK gets nothing, and ODM gets their first point. They're still nerds, but they got their first point. Let's watch some RTK and RAT. So we just saw Borgash. We'll mix it up a little bit. Let's do Sipa versus Hitman Hippo. We'll just pop around, keep mixing in different things. What do you bring against Wood Elves as Demons of Chaos? Oh, God, that is hard. Skull Cannon ROR. Sorry, I'm thinking on that question really quick. So, here's what you do. Herald of Slaanesh with just the Rampage, because you need the Rampage in case they Waywatcher or Deepwood Scout kite you. Put her on her little doot snoot mount, and she'd be nice and fast. So you got that covered. I would grab, honestly, the Blood Crusher ROR, because I think that thing is undervalued. The Wood Elves in this matchup are going to go high magic damage, low armor piercing. So if you grab the Blood Crusher ROR, they do fire damage, and they give things near them weakness to fire. So the Wood Elf tree units, like Durthu, Dryads, Treekin, if they try and Treekin blob you, they're all already weak to fire, so the Blood Crushers do more than you think. And then the Deepwood Scouts with the magic damage, Wood Elves usually like to bring those here. They won't do anything to your Blood Crushers. Take like 4 Flesh Hounds as well, and use those to screen with the Blood Crushers. Because the biggest things your Blood Crushers are scared of is the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, the ROR Wood Elf Cav. Because of that armor piercing. So you have a Flesh Hound take the charge. That Flesh Hound's going to die. You fucking know that. But you charge in the Blood Crusher second, take that out, and now nothing left the Wood Elves usually take is any good versus your Blood Crushers. You can take 4 Furies, probably Furies of Khorne, because Wood Elves don't have the best armor, so you don't need the armor piercing of Slaanesh. Just get the weapon strength of Khorne. And any funds you have after that, you can spend on Seekers if you want to. I'm nervous. They are an insanely high DPS unit, and they're overpowered for a reason. But Wood Elves are uniquely good at killing Seekers, so But you can if you want to. You can grab Nurglings if you want. I'm generally a Nurglings hater, but they're fine here. Something like that. But you really want to go high mobility. And then, yeah. That's about it. You just want to Rampage either a Waywatcher or a Deepwood Scout whenever it's off cooldown. Just Rampage him. Fuck him. Send him into melee. Disrupt your opponent. That's all you really want to do. As for killing Durthu in the late game, if your Blood Crushers are fine, they can knock him down. Or if you have extra money, you could get... I don't know. I guess the Eternal Entourage, Heartseeker ROR. But no, fuck that. Fuck that. Skip that entirely. Go Fiends if you're going to go anything to kill Durthu. Because the Heartseeker ROR is weak to Durthu's Flock of Doom and Sword of Death. So he's just going to kill him with spells instead of dying. But Fiends are a little tankier to that because they only have 12 models. Or 16 models, whatever they have. That's the best you're going to do. Demons of Chaos are a crazy strong roster right now, but Wood Elves are one of the factions that can actually deal with them very nicely. So it's a tough matchup for Demons, but it's doable. Without the new DLC, that would take longer, and I'm not going to answer that right now. Okay. So, for Sipa versus Hitman Hippo, Dark Elves, we have a Canid Assassin with the Web of Shadows, one-time use Soul Stealer type thing. Flock of Doom caster on horseback, so nice and cheap. Then Cold Knights and Dark Riders, very efficient, light and heavy cav of the Dark Elves. Front line of Bleak Swords and Witch Elves, and then Dark Shards in the back. Very powerful, standard Wood Elf army. On the other side, for Nurgle, we have a Fleshy Abundance and a Rancid Visitations caster. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Then we have 2 Chaos Warhounds with Poison, the Noxbringer, some Forsaken, some Nurglings, the Demon Spew, Forsaken ROR, 2 Bile Trolls, and a Rot Knight. Cool army, I like it. The thing that I hate is I hate when people take 2 expensive spells, because I feel like you're never going to get enough usage out of both of them. I feel like you use one twice and then be out of Winds of Magic rather than, you know, getting proper use out of both of them. I'd rather just take 1 expensive spell and just spam it, but I get it. Fleshy Abundance is nice if you overextend or have a whoopsie and need a panic heal. Rancid Visitations is nice to snipe out Dark Elf casters. I get it, but still. I'd rather just lean into one. So the flank dogs are retreating, trying to get away from the Dark Riders. They're full HP, but almost routing because dogs are little cowards and getting run down by cavalry isn't what they'd call a good time. Look at them scamper. Look at them run. It is a bait. Sipa ends up in melee for just a brief second against the Forsaken, but still the Dark Riders don't really want anything to do with it and run away. Noxbringer's trying to kite. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord took a lot of damage. With the Web of Shadows and the Canid Assassin throwing Ninja Stars at his back, your Nurgle Lord had a bad time. Yeah, 500 value for the Canid Assassin already. That's actually pretty insane. Okay, Rot Knight's going to commit. Fighting with Cold Knights who are on top of Forsaken. Forsaken got buffs recently, and they do a lot of damage, as you can see, with the Rot Knights charging, and that is the end of the Cold Knights. So a couple little whoopsies here from Sipa. Not some early engagements that he wanted. Overcast the Flock of Doom on all these guys is nice for the Dark Elves trying to get back in this. We have Bile Trolls also committing to the fight, and they provide that -6 melee defense from the Corrosive Bile, making it even easier for the Forsaken and Rot Knights to get damage out. The Forsaken are now starting to rout. We're getting some kind of heal. It looks like it's a Fleshy Abundance for the Rot Knights. Very good target for that. And the Noxbringer needs to find something to do, and he needs to find something to do quick. Nice from Hitman Hippo to somehow get his Chaos Warhounds into the Dark Shards, disrupting those, shutting those guys down. Very nice. Nurgle hates missiles, especially armor-piercing missiles, and the Dark Elves brought a bunch of those. So the dogs have to get some work done, get those Dark Shards out of here. As these other Dark Shards are standing, they are currently obstructed, but whenever they get a shot off, we can see these Rot Knights already got a heal, and they're already this low. Again, another Flock of Doom hits them. They're so close to breaking. There they go. I don't know if the Dark Elves can commit a Dark Rider or something to run them off. Balance power is about even, slightly favoring the Dark Elves, as the Bile Trolls are showing their weakness. Starting to rout already, so are the Demon Spew. And this is really hard. After the Dark Elves got all their buffs and stuff, especially for Witch Elves trade up into so many infantry that even Forsaken can't stand up to them. Yeah, Forsaken aren't like chosen. I guess I shouldn't say even Forsaken can't stand up to them. This 850 gold infantry can't do it. Yeah, sure, but Witch Elves just kind of powerhouses in the front line right now, and Hitman Hippo drops out. I honestly feel like we saw a bit of why I hate Nurgle so much there. The Bile Trolls just don't do much, and they're very expensive. I feel like Rot Knights are a little overhyped in the community. They're good, but I don't think they're the, you know, heroes of Nurgle's roster that everyone says they are. And then the biggest problem I have with Nurgle is if you just look at Nurgle's roster, it seems okay. But then when you compare it to any other roster, you're like, wow, Nurgle is trash. Because Dark Elves legit have... Sorry. Someone messaged me about a thing that was kind of important, so I need to answer them quickly. But, like, Dark Elves have legit better heavy cav than Nurgle, better infantry than Nurgle, archers, which Nurgle doesn't have any. And it's like, all right, Nurgle, what did you get out of the trade? And Nurgle's like, I have better monsters, I guess, if you count Kugath as a monster. Nah, Nurgle sucks. Nurgle sucks. So that's a win for RTK. Get it noted. Bam! RTK on the board. Next up, let's do Odium and Rat. Game 3. Get some different people on here again. Is that Chaos Dwarves? Do I see some Chaos Dwarves? Let's go. And with Lucy's special rules, that means we get an actual frontline out of Chaos Dwarves, not just... We have 3 flying bulls, and that's our whole army. I think I went into a rant about it on your Nurgle guide. Nurgle sucks ass. It's a blob faction, mobility faction, kite faction. All playstyles. Yeah. Alrighty. For Loopy of ODM and the Wood Elves, we have triple Way Watchers, including the Hawkeyes of Jakira. You can see the damage they do as the game starts. Already taking out a Hobgoblin Wolf Raider. Other than that, we have a Sister of Thorn, some Wild Riders, Dryads, and a Spellweaver of Shadows with Melkoths and Pit of Shades standing on top of the Wardens of Sithril. Wildwood Ranger Arwar. On the other side for the Chaos Dwarves, Bull Centaur Torok, and then a couple Bull Centaur Renders of Grey Opens, Sorcerer Prophet of Hashit with Flames of Asgore as his only spell. And then we do have the Blazing Beards of Boz Rock, a front line of Orc Laborers, Goblin Laborers, Chaos Dwarf Warriors, and Hobgoblin Cutthroats. I think the Wood Elves auto win, but I want to be optimistic, so I will say if Loopy takes his hands off the keyboard and dies, maybe the Chaos Dwarves can win the AI auto-resolve. Maybe. Do you not believe in Hammered Zebra? You're a jerk! No, I don't believe in the Chaos Dwarves, and I have been annoying the shit out of CA to buff this faction besides their single entities. Chaos Dwarf single entities are strong. Everything else blows. And when I see an army that's mostly everything else, I get suspicious. I get very suspicious about the odds of that faction winning. I could have paid my car insurance and quarter of my rent with all the money I've spent in this game. It's a good game. I don't regret spending any money on it. It's a good game. Spend more money on it. Spend money on my channel. Give me your money. Fuck rent. No, do whatever you want. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Chaos Dwarves an actual build in this economy. You can see how well it's going. Having slow, monstrous cav and then pretty okay or underwhelming missile cav is not going great. Now, what I will say is the Wood Elves should not be using any of their precious ammunition on these laborers. That is actually just a waste of your ammo. I promise you they lose balance of power every volley that hits a laborer unit. What's up, Skaven guy Trogdor? Not much, dude. Just shitting on factions I don't like and making enemies out of chat, as is my usual. Baby P actually does give me money. Bop-bip. Because you're a channel member, so I appreciate the money you give me. Flames of Asgore is out. Actually gets decent damage on the Hawkeyes of Jakira while I was checking on chat. They lose about half their HP on that run. But they're back to firing at Bull Centaur Renders. Meow. Meow. Just below half HP for those guys. But Loopy! Loopy, your Shadows caster, Loopy! He immediately throws down a Melkoth's Misfying Miasma and a Curse of Honor here from the Sisters of Thorn. Wow. Loopy realized he left his caster there, but was it a bait? Was it all a plan? No, it wasn't. He definitely forgot that guy. But it was all a bait. It was all a plan as the Way Watchers now light up these guys. Wild Riders charge down the side and do rout the Bull Centaur Renders. The rest of the caster was just getting run around the map as the Wood Elves decide, I don't want to engage with you. I am just going to kite you, nerd. And then keep running away. Boy, what do you think is the most lopsided matchup in the game? Skaven versus High Elves, perhaps? It's still probably Skaven versus Dwarves. It's still probably Skaven versus Dwarves. I know there's some cheesy stuff that Dwarves say they can do to win it, and it's, like, possible, but I think if you take a well-balanced Skaven build, you can beat literally everything the Dwarves want to throw at you. It's just not a good time. Like, they are just not built at all to fight against Skaven. Or more specifically, Skaven are built exclusively to kill Dwarves. They are ready to kill Dwarves all day. It's fucked up. Dryads get a side breath attack but doesn't do too much damage. Chaos Dwarf Warriors is trying to kite away from the Way Watchers. I mean, Loopy still has half HP on his Way Watchers. Another flame, another flame, another flame! He's trying to dodge! But he's not fast enough because the cast time is 600 years! Oh, fuck, he is fast enough because the cast time's 600 years! Nice attempt on the Flames of Asgore, but it does whiff. Wild Riders moving back up on the hill. Chaos Dwarfs have a bunch of units that got routed off and then shattered by Wild Riders chasing them. And we're back to it, as the Chaos Dwarves do take refuge in some trees. I guess they're hiding orc laborers there. What is this? Sorcerer Prophet tries to land. He does get slowed by the smoke bomb. 60% speed reduction. These Wild Riders need to surround him and net him in place while he's standing on top of the Wards of Sithril, but a little slow. Wild Riders aren't going to engage. Now they're trying to. His speed is 36. Takes a bunch of Waywatcher damage. The Wild Rider's going to catch up to him. There we go. So now he's stuck on the ground, and the Waywatchers can keep lighting him up as he runs away. He can't dodge, and he's so big that they won't get obstructed by the cav. Like, they can see him easily. When he's in the air, he'll dodge some of the missiles, but on the ground, he's honestly just going to take all that damage. I love how some fired straight and some fired in an arc, and all of them still hit him. What up, David Hernando? How you doing? Blazing Beards gave with a Pit of Shades. It does no damage to them. That must have been undercast. Thank you for picking the most exciting game Warhammer history cast during my return. Jeopardy, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's the Wood Elf's fault. It's Obi-Wan's fault. It's all Obi-Wan's fault. Dark Mace is apparently cast. I don't know what that does. I don't care to know what that does. Wild Rider's just going to walk the Source of Prophet off the map. There goes your Lord and Caster. Without your Lord and Caster, this unit routes, that unit routes. And then Army Losses probably takes over as you just lose too much balance of power too quickly. Holy fuck, is he a genius? He might just be a genius. Wow. Wow. What can I say? I'm too good at predicting army losses. I've cast over 2,300 replays in my time, but also maybe I'm just a legend. Could be 2,300 replays. Could be just born with it. Wow, Bull Centaur Render's got 40 total value. Yeah. That's cursed. That was cursed. ODM gets their point. Cheaters. So we just watched ODM versus Rat. Let's go back to RTK versus ODM. We'll go to game 2 so we don't have to watch Loopy be Loopy again. Never again will the lands of my people be subjected to Loopy Kite. No, they will. Later. A genius like a dude in a bottle? No, that's a genie. That's a genie, little Trill. Don't you spread that misinformation here. We have Gentle Rat versus Sipa. Currently, ODM has 2 points. RTK has 1. Maybe RTK could tie it up here. Gentle Rat playing rats like a rat. And what do we have? For Sipa, we've seen this build once before. The Dark Elves, Cold One Knights, Dark Riders, Dark Shards, Witch Elves, and Bleak Swords mixed in the front line. And you have a Supreme Sorceress of Beasts and a Canaan Assassin. On the other side, for the Skaven, we have not seen this build yet today. 4 Rat Ogres, 2 Doom Flayers, Ikit Claw with Flensing Ruin, a Chieftain on a Bonebreaker with Power Grab, interestingly enough, Natty Bubo Sharpshooters, 3 Globes, and a front line of Skaven Slaves. Yes, just Skaven Slaves. Okay. Little Trill, you're fine. I'm just being a shitter. Genie mentioned Araby DLC confirmed. Okay, cool. I have a question. 1 second. Oh no. Okay, deal with the rest of that later. Too many people messaging me about time-sensitive important things while I'm also streaming. What the fuck? Bleak Sword suffering the fate of all who challenge Poison Wind Globes as they march in and immediately take like half their HP. I remember the good old days when Globes would delete you on the charge. Now they just do half HP because bullshit. I'm kidding. Globes are still very strong. Probably still need a nerf. Other Globes are turning around. Want to affect cavalry fight. That is where they do most of their damage. Oh, and that is a juicy clump. Let me see it. Let me see it. Give me that damage. Give me that damage! Ooh, that's good damage. Half HP off one Dark Rider, about a third off another. And then the Rat Ogres deal with the rest. They should be able to rout those guys off and save the globes. Dark Elves are cool in game lore-wise. They're nitwits. Yeah. They don't have the greatest lore, unfortunately. Flanking Witch Elves have almost arrived. They pop their Witch's Brew to rampage in place, and now they'll cut apart some poor Rat Ogres. Oh, they dragged him down. Oh no, my poor Rat Ogres. Oh, they're all dying. No, I feel so bad for Rat Ogres now. Anyway, Skaven vary up on the balance power. This is typical Skaven gameplay, as I say a million times. If you have heavy ranged factions like Skaven or Grand Cathay or Empire, they'll normally go up on the balance power, and it's whether or not they can hold on to that lead is if they win the game. You're going to see the balance power swing back towards the Dark Elves for a little bit here. Natty Booba Sharpshooters are on the run. Globes are starting to rout, and that's going to be a lot of the Skaven's damage. So just watch that balance power bar, and don't let yourself be fooled. Believe your eyes, not the balance of power. While Chieftain is getting routed off with a Supreme Sorceress and a Canid Assassin, he's not having a good time at all. Claw is trying to hold down the front line. Still has some Doom Flayers, still has some Rat Ogres, some Skaven Slaves to help out a little bit, but the Natty Booba Sharpshooters, if they get killed off, this game will be back to even. Honestly, I would even say Dark Elf favored, even if the balance power doesn't agree with me. Claw is almost going to get shot by some Dark Shards. We're trying to line him up. Doomflayers and Rat Ogres fighting it out on the ground. The Canid Assassin, not worried about Ikit, though Flensing Ruin would do a lot of damage to him. Similar conversation we had about the Goblin hero. Canid Assassin only has 3,300 HP. Overcasted Flensing Ruin would do like legitimately half his health or more. Full health Doomflayer coming back. It's just the Mad Max Fury Road, but Skaven edition now. It's can the various Doom Wheels and Chariots carry the rest of this game? Or not? Natty Booba Sharpshooters are taken out. Dark Rider's going to run down everybody. Look at all these shattered Skaven in the background. Bounce power's back to about even. In a worrisome trend. And where are your Flensing Ruins, my guy? You haven't cast one. You don't get this far in a game with 780 value as Ikka Claw if you've cast Flensing Ruin. So he has all the Winds of Magic in the world, and I'm worried he's holding onto them for too long. Because you're running out of time. Colden Knights are going to obliterate these Doom Flayers. In fact, these Colden Knights will do very well versus everything left. The Skaven are fucked. If he's not going to use Flensing Ruin now, he's never going to use it, and they're going to lose. Because there's nothing he can do. Flensing Ruin doesn't punish Colden Knights that hard. Nice little Brass Orb. Oh no, is that a Flensing Ruin? That better not be. I'm pissed off. Next game. No. No. Flensing Ruin does no damage. It does no damage. Listen to me. It does no damage to infantry or cavalry. It only does damage to single entities. Please. Please. Stop using it on blobs of cavalry and stuff. Just use it on the single entities. That's all it's good for. Never cast it on the ground. Look at these guys walking in this Flensing Ruin. Look at all that damage it's dealing to him. Look at it all. Is that a tick of 40? Give me another tick. A tick of 50. Give me another tick. A tick of 40. Oh my god, it's killing them. I hate it. I hate it so much. If you ever take Flensing Ruin, it's only for single entities. Only. Period. End of story. Ikit and the boys trying to take out the last of the Dark Shards. Their Doom Flayers are super damaged, so is their Rat Ogres. Ikit himself isn't feeling too great. He has all the Winds of Magic in the world, because that was his first Flensing Ruin, I believe. He needs to cast it onto the more focused targets. Block of Doom down from the Canid Assassin. Trying to kill off last of these guys. Cold Knight's charging in. Charge bonus should give him enough leadership to stay in the fight for a bit, but since Murderous Prowess is gone, they don't have that extra leadership, so they won't fight to the literal end, though the Rat Ogres and Doom Flayers just do so much damage to them so quickly. They almost fought to the end just by nature of dying quickly. Doom Flayers almost a spent force, Rat Ogres almost a spent force, and this should be nice. Cold Knight's charging with backup of Bleak Swords. They don't get isolated and killed off like the other ones. They should get a little bit more damage out before dying as Ikka Claw comes in. Now this could be a problem, is late game. Oop, there's Witch Elves. Anyway, late game, the Dark Elves might have an issue killing Ikka Claw. Another Flock of Doom is out onto the Rat Ogres. One of the Rat Ogres routes, one of the Doom Flayers routes, but there's a beautiful Flensing Ruin onto the Canid Assassin. It's overcast, unfortunately for Ikka, and that is actually just unfortunate. It does damage back to him. Getting it to deal damage to yourself twice in a row is pretty unlucky. The Canid Assassin, look at those big chunks of health. Look at it. Bam. Bam. So he's taking big damage. He's below half HP. It's still falling. My god, this spell is overpowered versus small foot characters. This man, he like legit got one tapped by it. That spell is not okay. It just fucking killed him. Oh, Icket. You crazy. Icket, you crazy for this one, boss. Anyway, the Canadian Assassin's still alive for now. Icket needs one more Cleansing Rune on to move finish off. Looks like the Canadian Assassin realizes that his time might be up, so he's just going to charge Icket. He's not going to try and run away or stay safe or anything. Witch Elves jumping in. The Sorcerer's trying to use her horse to keep Icket in place on top of all the Witch Elves, but Icket has a plan of his own. A beautiful brass orb. Try and take out the Dark Elves. If he can kill all this infantry, maybe he can rally it back because there's just so little left to defy him. His next Cleansing Rune is going to kill the Canadian Assassin. He can easily beat the Sorcerer's Priest, and he could win this game. I am very sad and annoyed the first Cleansing Rune went under the ground to kind of sort of hit those Golden Knights instead of taking out the Assassin earlier, because you could have stopped a lot of this damage the Assassin's getting on your ass right now. But Icket is taking damage. He is surrounded. And there's no Cleansing Rune just yet. Army losses takes hold, and he's done. Hey, strat game. Good win by Sipa. Gentle Rat, it was super close. I honestly, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I honestly think that one Cleansing Rune cast was the difference between the game win and the game loss. Because if the first one had been onto the Assassin, the second one would have killed the Assassin, and the Assassin wouldn't have gotten like 300 value onto Icket. And that game was really close to if you could get another Cleansing Rune off. Because the third Cleansing Rune, which didn't happen, but the third Cleansing Rune would have killed the Sorceress. So then there would have been no Lord. Icket would have terror-outed everybody, and he honestly would have won that game. So it was a super close game in the end. Sometimes one mistake just costs you everything. And overall, he played great. Because if he played like shit, then the game wouldn't have come down to one Cleansing Rune. It would have been over right away. So, GG's, Gentle Rat. You tried your ass off. Alright, so that's this one. RTK gets a win, and I have 9 messages. What do you want? Who are you and what do you want? Okay, cool. What do we need? What do we need? We need either RTK versus Rat or ODM versus Rat. We just had 2 ODM games in a row. Frankly, we're all sick of them. Let's move on. We can do either of these games. We haven't seen the Lizardmen army. We also haven't seen the Beastmen army. Chat, first one to post gets it. Which one are we doing? Beastmen or Lizardmen? Go, 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 go! Literal first person to type wins. Lizardmen. All right, let's go. Someone said Lizardmen. Here we get Hammered Zebras, Chaos Dwarves again. This time, they're not going to get kited by stinky Wood Elves. This time, they'll get a proper fight. Oof. 3 Beastmen after the Lizardmen. That's unfortunate. Codex with the quick fingers. We'll cast them all eventually. Actually, no, we won't. Fuck that. I'm not casting anymore. This is the last game of the day. I'm not casting shit. For the Lizardmen, who we haven't seen at all, they brought the Thunderous one, so they win. Lizardmen army, Skink skirmisher front line, some chameleon skinks in the back line, red crested skinks and skink cohorts across the front there. Thunderous one, ancient stegodon, bestowed on with a rev crystal, another life salon as well with regrowth, and then some Coldwind Spear Riders. On the other side, it's a bunch of fork laborers and some goblins. Blazing Beards of Bosrock for some blast charges, 2 Bull Centaur Renders of Great Weapons, a Bull Centaur Torok, and a Sorcerer Prophet of Hashit with just Flames of Asgore. Thunderous one is going to rout some Goblin Laborers on the charge. Say it with me. Oh shit, the Goblins are going to rout. Oh, he didn't attack the ones he'd already been shooting. Ah, Thunderous one, you made me into a liar. Piece of shit. All right. Bale Taurus Lord lands on the Thunderous One. They get in a cool epic duel. These two Bull Centaur Renders need to be nearby to surround and kill any big monsters, but the front line of the Chaos Dwarves is already routing because Goblin Laborers are terrible. Regrowth already in for the Thunderous One. I think the Slon's just trying to keep him. Nope, shouldn't do that. Overcasting a Regrowth on something only that damage means a lot of the Regrowth is going to go into the ether unless he takes a lot of damage, which looks like he's starting to. So thank you, Bull Centaur Torok, for doing big damage so that the Regrowth wasn't wasted. Bull Centaur Renders, go! Get in there! Are they bugged? No, they're walking. And now they're running. And now they're walking? And now they're running. And now they're walking. I don't know what's going on. Something's fucked up with that. So these guys aren't joining the fight until next year, I guess. Meanwhile, the Thunderous One, the Regrowth ended up being good, as the Bull Centaur Torok came in and did some serious damage, so all the Regrowth actually did apply to the unit. And now the Sorcerer Prophet of Hash is trying to get off the ground. The Bull Centaur Torok is trying to hold his ground. On the high ground, all the Laborers are dying. And meanwhile, these motherfuckers still aren't in the battle. Now they're running consistently, so they're not walk running anymore. Don't know what that was about. You need to hurry up and get in there. It's looking like it might already be doomed, though. Not to be too much of a pessimist, but all of the little bodies that are supposed to stand underneath the Bull Centaur Render's legs while they get into fights are dead because they were walk running up here. Now the Bull Centaur Torok is out of here. Sorcerer Prophet of Hatchet's at half HP. He can get healing every time the Salon casts a Regrowth, but the Chalice of Blood and Darkness works a lot better with spammed spells from your enemy, not big, shiny spells, because there's only going to be so many big, shiny spells. Strat Game with the $10, thanks for the cast hubs. Thank you for the donation, Mr. Strat Game. Thanks, buddy. Unfortunately, it is not. All right, now here is a big chance for the Chaos Dwarves to get back in the game. There's no mass in this back line to keep the Salon safe. If these Bull Centaur Renders can get a good surround on the Life Salon and then beat the piss out of him and Lord Snipe, then you can still win this game. By lowering the Lizardmen's leadership, you can get rid of all these skinks pretty easily, and then the Cold One Spear Riders and the Thunderous One have way less healing. Unfortunately, the Bull Centaur Renders are not trying to go for the Salon right now. They are helping clear out skinks, which is not, unfortunately, what they're best at. Those great weapon stats are better used against large, giant, gigabig monsters. Like, potentially the Bull Centaur Rev Crystal. Sorry, Bull Centaur Rev Crystal. Everything's a Bull Centaur. Bestilled on Rev Crystal could be a good next target. Now the Renders are trying to get in here, but here come the Cold One Spear Riders, the peeling forces we talked about. These guys were poisoned. They could barely charge. So they did get charged downhill by the Cold One Spear Riders. That should be a good trade for the Cold One Spear Riders, but Bull Centaurs are good at something. They're not a troll unit, and that is, if they ever get into melee with something, they will destroy it. Rev Crystal trying to help out the Cold One Spear Riders, but Bull Centaurs are doing their best. Meanwhile, Banishment from the Salon looks a little silly now. I think it was hitting the Oglukon's Wolf Boys and they ran away. So now it just looks silly. Bull Centaur Renders did amazingly well versus the Cold One Spear Riders. Now fighting Red Crest Skinks getting shot in the side. That is less good for them. And these ones are just surrounded by random Skinks, Cold One Spear Riders, Thunderous One, and a Rev Crystal. That's a lot for them to take down as the Flames of Asgore tries to deter the reinforcements, and they will! Big damage onto two 400 gold units, but big damage nonetheless. A regrowth onto Cold One Spear Riders is not enough to keep them in this fight, and nice job for the Oglukon's Wolf Boys, reducing their healing by half, really reducing the effectiveness of that spell. The Chaos Dwarves are fighting back. Just imagine how close this game would have been if those Bull Centaurs hadn't done that weird bug at the start where they were walk running. Here's my guess, as I think they were grouped and they had that lock unit formation, so then like each one kept speeding up and slowing down to keep its exact placement with the other, but I don't know. Game Boy, this sounds a bit dramatic, but what difference would it make if CA just takes 100 gold off every single non-SE on the Chaos Dwarf roster? I think they'd probably move to like B tier, like just middle of the road. Because Bull Centaurs do a lot of work. Basically all the expensive Chaos Dwarf stuff is pretty good. The problem is all their cheap stuff is so unbelievably awful. And it's like, it's a ratio, right? You don't expect a 400 gold unit to beat a 1200 gold unit. No one does. That's not what we're talking about. But for your money, their units are trash. Well, like Clan Rats? Clan Rats are really good for your money. You get a lot for 300 gold. Orc and Goblin Laborers, you do not get enough for 150 gold, and that's sad. Wouldn't that make Goblin Laborers 50? You think Chaos Wars would be A if everything got 100? Maybe. I'm doubtful. We'll see. Maybe it becomes the Fertile Ironsworn meta. Good job from Jip. The Thunderous one got 2,900 value. And I know I'm the big analyst guy who's supposed to have all the answers, but I have a question for you, chat. And don't answer it, because you'll be wrong. But I have a question for you that no one can answer. Why isn't the Thunderous one meta? I feel like every time I see him, he does really good. And someone's going to show up with their big brain and all their smarts and say, here's why. And I'm not going to read it because I'm streaming and I only read short things. RTK gets another point thanks to Japalu. RTK's off to the lead. Which is a shame because Chick's notes, RTK is stinky. Here we get that Beastmen build at last. You should now have seen every single build that will be in this round robin. As we have the Beastmen of Rusto versus Segos' Empire. It does friendly fire with the untargetable thunder. Boo! Jep, that's sad. The Thunderous one is super expensive. So is my mom, but my mom's great. Let's do this. For the Empire, you saw it on the first game of the day, but in case you weren't here, traitor, we have 4 Outriders, Balthasar Gelt with Final Transmutation and Searing Doom, then a whole bunch of Spearmen and Halberdiers, 2 Hawk and Long Rifles, and 4 Empire Knights. On the other side, for the Beastmen, Ungor herds as far as the eye can see. We have never seen this build today, so I was like, wait, I don't recognize this one. 1 Pestigore, a Razor Gore Chariot, 2 Centaurs of Tzeentch, a Bratian Wild Traderkin, Gorbull and Doombull, Bash Buddies. And I think I saw a Minotaur. It's a Butcher's Calc Guard, a classic Minotaur. The Empire have their backs against a wall a bit, so they don't really have too far to retreat after the Beastmen frontline hits. I'm a little concerned about that. Hey, Human Boy, look, it's your Empire unit times 4 again. Yeah. Your mama's so big, she's a 2,400 gold rare single entity. I love that. I love that, Jeff. That's great. All right. The front lines are colliding. I want to see the Razor Gore Chariots just get into the back line as quickly as possible and stop the Hawk and Long Rifles from shooting. If Empire Knights come to stop you, who cares? They're non-armor piercing heavy cav. You'll be okay. But stopping those Hawk and Long Rifles will be pretty good. Hey, there they go! Nice job, Razor Gore Chariots. Scattering them. And then the Doombull and Gorbull are nearby, just daring anyone to come back here and deal with the Chariots. Nice job from the Razor Gore Chariots. Actually, really good charges all around. Causing a lot of disruption. Butcher's Count Guard going to tear right off the Spearmen soon. I'm very worried about the Empire. They're just pushed back against this wall. They can't kite away. They don't have too much room to move around. Bratian the Wild being forgotten is not great. He does need to get up here. Needs to throw down some Traderkins on some stuff. But the Doombull and Gorbull take out one of the Hawk and Long Rifles. The other one is down as well. The Empire shooting is having a tough go. Beastmen much better than Greenskins at keeping up with the Outriders and really pushing them back, so we can see they're having a harder time staying online. Out of the 4 that started, we still have 3, so that is pretty good. As this Beastman build doesn't have the most Centaurs, it's not like you can fully overwhelm the back line. Meanwhile, Empire Knights are trading off turns, fighting these Centaurs of Tzeentch on top of spear support. It is pretty painful, but they're just trying to hold these guys in place for the Outriders to eventually do something, and it looks like the Beastman's low leadership will fail eventually, and the Centaurs decide to maybe get out of here, taking some Outrider hits as they go. Empire frontline is in trouble. The Empire has secured the mobility advantage. On the left flank, they beat up all the Centaurs and officially were victorious. And on the right flank, it looks like they're just about to win now. So the Empire are masters of speed. Centaurs of Tzeentch get a little bit of damage onto Gelt, but then they should get taken out by this Empire Knight charge. There they go. Beastmen use some archers here and there. But just having the cav advantage doesn't mean you win necessarily. We still have the Butchers of Calc Guard, still have 2 scary single entities, a Traderkin Caster, and a whole bunch of Beastmen infantry to fall back on. The Outriders are going to have to put on a serious amount of carrying as they start to run away. Oh, don't sheathe your rifles, you idiots. What did you just shoot at? Oh, Centaur's in front of you. Got it. I was like, did you just 360 fire? You are explicitly not allowed to do that. That Gorbil just kills 2 Empire Knights. Takes him down. Fuck those guys. Which is Calguard trying to run down Empire Knights. Look at this guy. Look at him. That's awkward. He made it out, though. Good for you. Beastmen are up on the balance of power, but the Outriders are free and clear to fire. As we mentioned before, they have a lot of ammunition, so even though each volley isn't individually impressive, they do eventually do a lot of damage. Is that a Traderkin? That felt like a weird Traderkin. Probably want to use Traderkin on Gelt, or on, I guess, the Outriders. He wanted to slow the Empire Knights so that Gorbil could hit them, I guess. Chop, 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 chop. Or don't. Just do whatever you want to do, Gorbil. It's fine. Gelt's trying to stop Ungor Spearman herds from getting rid of all of his infantry. Meanwhile, his other infantry are also thinking about leaving, but the Empire mobility advantage is coming to the fore. As we can see, Beastmen are starting to dwindle in the infantry department, as Empire Knights have been cycle charging them over and over. Now the Razor Gore Chariots and Butch's Calguard are trying to find a fight. What up, Wicked? Now I understand why Cab does not want to fight Minos. Minos is like 3x the mass. Yeah. It's true. I'm checking in on chat while we watch Outriders just shoot at Beastmen for days. As soon as their ammo runs out, we'll see if the Beastmen are still alive enough to fight back. As the Outriders run forward, fire a couple volleys into these guys. Razor Gore Chariot's taking a bit of damage here and there. Butcher's vibing. Silver shields keep them largely safe. Still 16 out of 16 models. Need to regenerate between those volleys. Now the Traderkin is out. Keep undercasting it, please. Okay. I think after the nerfs to Traderkin 3 or 4 patches ago, it's more efficient to undercast it, I believe. You'd have to ask a real Beastman player, because I haven't played them too much in a while. I hate these kite builds. Eh. Kite's a thing that exists. It's what artillery is meant for. Artillery is supposed to counter kite, but artillery hasn't been strong in a while, so people haven't been taking it much, therefore kite is strong. But like cannons, bolt throwers, generally do well against kite. Doombull getting kited out. Outrider still firing at his back. Final Transmutation Overcast tickles him, tickles his bub. How are Outriders doing? That one has very low model count, but a lot of ammo. Your next Traderkin should actually just go onto that one. You need to get rid of that Outrider. Because at this point, it's just an ammo game. 8 volleys left on that guy, 6 on this one. Gelt and the Spearman actually getting a good fight with the Brave Shaman of Wilds, though. He's nice and low to the ground. The Outriders are having issues seeing him. They're currently obstructed, which is why they're not firing. You shoot the Gorbil, though. How many bolt throwers and cannons do the Beastmen have? The Beastmen, you'd need to take a lot more Centaurs. The Beastmen, because of the tournament format that we're hosting, the Beastmen had to go infantry heavy. But traditionally, Beastmen deal with kite by just dominating the mobile game, so then you can't just sit out here like the Centaurs would be after you and stuff. The Empire would have to fall back to their infantry, which then the Beastmen can surround you and take you down. When the Beastmen win the infantry game, they're sacrificing the mobility game, and then they just can't contest. Or vampire counts? Same with the vampire counts. If you don't want to get kited, you either have to bring them to your defensive formation with artillery, or you have to dominate the mobile games so they don't have the room of the map to do this to you. That's just how you deal with kite. It's why you don't see a lot in like really competitive stuff. You don't usually see infantry heavy builds win that much, is because to make people grind with your infantry, they need a reason to come fight you, so artillery needs to be punishing them constantly. Which artillery isn't very meta right now, so then infantry have issues because most people just secure the rest of the map and then they can run around and cycle charge you or take engagements they want to or use all their ammo before they have to engage you, because infantry are just low agency units, you know? And this is kind of similar. I mean, the end was just a couple single entities and the Butcher's Calvin Guard, none of which are fast enough to get their own fights, and none of them have range, so you don't have to you know, you're not worried about, well, if I don't charge them right now, I'll take a ton of damage from what? They're not melee. Cav's super important, TLDR. Butchers finally get a fight with the Empire Knights. I love how close the balance of power is, despite that the Beastmen have just been bleeding out forever. But as the Outriders run out of ammo, they just become horrible light cavalry. And the Butcher's still trying to heal up, still provide terror. Gorbul's back in. Doombull is almost dead. One more final transmutation from Gelt should take out the Doombull. In comes a Traitorkin, though, onto Gelt and some Empire Knights. Gelt is very low. And the Gorbull is nearby, still trying to fight the Butcher's Count Guard. Terror out off Gelt. The Beastmen are all of a sudden ahead on the balance of power as the Outriders are taking damage. And the Doombull is behind. Can he get a rear charge in? Gelt can't escape as the Butcher's Count Guard refuse to rout. But just as I say it, they are going to rout. Doombull jumps in. Going to rout the Outriders as the Gorbull is not about to let Gelt get away. Get his ass, Gorbull. Get him. How did you miss 2 charge attacks in a row? It's fucking Balthazar Gelt. You're a Gorbull. Yeah, get him. Do the headbutt over and over again. Headbutt, 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 he did it! He shouted, Gelt, get fucked, Balthazar, you piece of shit! Butch's Count Guard are trying to heal up, and Empire Knights are coming back into the fight to chase those guys off. It is the Gorbull and some Ungor Spearman herds. That is it. But they have so much balance of power right now as these Outriders with no ammunition chase down the British of the Wilds. They are going to rout him off. They're probably going to shatter him as these Outriders fire their last volleys. But Gelt is gone. Lord is not dead. Lord is not off the map. Where is Balthazar Gelt in the desert? There he is. Once this piece of shit gets off the map with his 81 speed, this should be the game for the Beastmen. But the Beastmen's leadership is falling apart. Can they even hold on long enough for Gelt to die? Or get off the map or whatever, or who cares? Because if they can survive until Gelt goes off the map, the Beastmen will win this, mark my words. But if Gelt is still on the map and their leadership fades, oh, it's a bad time. So the Gorbull, his lord is dead. That's bad. That's real bad. Damage sustained, so Gelt is still on the map somewhere. Let's go find him. Let's go find him. Where are you? Where are you, Gelt? You piece of trash. All right, he is 10 seconds. 10 seconds from the edge of the map. Mark my words. When that hits 33, Lord is going to be fled. Final volley from the Outriders. Misses the Gorbull entirely. 3 seconds left until I call that Gelt is off the battlefield. Ah, damn. How far was I off by? 3 seconds? 5? Wow. 5 seconds? How's... There. Lord fed recently. Minus 16 leadership for the Empire. And it all falls apart. One Empire Knight leaves. The other one has 2 leadership. He's trying to get a charge bonus to stay in it, but the Gorbull is still fighting. Charging might keep these Empire Knights in it, but the Gorbull's leadership is also dog shit. Balance of power is so heavily Beastman favored because the Gorbull is just such a fucking Chad. The Outriders are routing. The other Outrider comes back into the fight, but these Empire Knights are about to leave. Can this Outrider do it? Army losses takes him out. The Gorbull fucking does it. Ah, he does it. Mick Rightface, the Empire isn't actually attacking. I think they were trying to chase something, but it doesn't really matter. The Beastmen win. Whew! It was looking cooked there. And then Gelt overextended a bit, got in a fight with the Gorbull, and lost it badly. Outriders, 2 of them got 2,000 value. For Rusto, it was a good early game, and then it was an awkward mid game where he just had to eat all of the Outriders' damage because he had nothing he could do about it. He was just too slow. But then they ran out of ammo. And then it was an easy win. Must have been a bug. I think Gelt died. Nah. He went off the battlefield. Just at the end, we got the Lord has fled. Minus 16 leadership. Damn. Rusto putting Rat on the board. All right, 3 games left, then finals. We can do this. So we just saw Rat versus ODM. We can finish RTK versus ODM. It's Loopy with another kite build. Oh no, people are gonna get mad. It's kite. Okay, people. I know you don't want kite. We'll space out the kite. We'll space. It's just shush. Just calm down. I know. We'll do this one. We'll do kite next, but you guys just had some kite. You're not feeling it. I can read a room. Borgash on his greenskins versus Rusto on his Beastmen again. Don't cast the kite, human boy. Don't do it. We don't want to watch them run away. We can't. We can't do it. Greenskins, in case you forgot from the first match of the day, we have Morgos, Banjo Marauders, De-Acid Burpa, Colossal Squig, Regiment of Renown. Then we have Night Goblins, Goblins with Spears, Goblins with Swords, Triple Orc Borboy Biggin, the River Troll ROR, the Rusty Arrows with 2 Savage Orc ROBoys to back them up, Night Goblin Big Boss with his Rampage, Net, and Spinning Loons, and then a Night Goblin Shaman with Vindictive Glare and Sticky Stabbin'. Does the Horned Rat have bull horns or deer horns? Goat horns. Actually, yes, it is goat horns. Correct answer, McRightface. And aside for the Beastmen, we just saw this build, but in case you forgot, in case you have the memory of a goldfish, Pestigores plus a big Ungor frontline, a couple Ungor Raiders, then 2 Centaurs of Tzeentch, the Butchers of Kalkengard, a Razor Gore Chariot, and then a Gorbull, a Doombull, and a Bray Shaman of Wilds. Bray Shaman of Wilds starting off with the Traderkin on the Night Goblin War Boss. It should do a good little bit of damage there. Little teeny bit. Traderkin isn't as good as it used to be. Nice Rampage in on the Bray Shaman to lock him in place so that the Boar Boy charge can get a full hit onto him. Lowering his melee defense to 0 should also help quite a lot, but a countercharge from Centaurs of Tzeentch should do well, though a Tormentor Sword is actually locking up the Doombull and Gorbull that want to get over here and help out a bit. So once these guys can rear charge into the Boar Boys, we're going to have a bad time. Wah plus Sneaky Stab and make those Boar Boys super deadly, but the Chariot Caster already got to safety. But the game, you know what, there's more game going on than just that little fight. Why is the Acid Burpa forgotten? Borgash, no! Borgash, your Burpa! Don't forget the Burpa! Goblins are pushing through Ungors, especially with Wah. Definitely get through those guys. Swamp Things, Terror is the only thing keeping them in this fight right now. Otherwise, they'd be terror routing from the Butchers of Kalkengard. But they will route because they are surrounded by a metric shit ton of Beastmen. Look at this Beastman blob. Look at this shit. You can't even find the River Trolls in there. I dare you to find one River Troll. Point at one. I'll wait. You can't find one. Not that one. Not that one either. Don't count that one. So the Beastmen cleaving through the center. You can see if you just look at, like, the green. The red is the Beastmen. The Beastmen are winning the frontline fight, and now the backline to the Archers is very open. Nice little Vindictive Glare over there. Backline to the Archers is open, so they should be getting over there soon. Now the Greenskins are winning on both of the flanks. Right, they're doing fine on the flanks. I guess they're winning the right flank, the left flank's still undecided. So we'll see as the Acid Burpa tries to get involved in the fight. Spinning Loon's going to go through some of the advancing Beastmen, doing a little bit of damage here and there, but I am worried about the Burpa. He is not the best duelist. He just likes to fart and run around in circles. He does not like to fight the Bull Buddies, the Bull Brothers. 2 brothers. And these brothers have a very special bond. But then aliens attacked. This summer, 2 brothers. Rick and Morty? Anybody? Never mind. Fuck it. Fuck it. It's fine. Do whatever you want. Acid Burp was already dead. He was full HP 5 seconds ago, and then the 2 Doombull, Gorbull combo got onto him, and now he's going to die. We have some Greenskin Archers still trying to fire in. Orc Boar Biggins trying to hold it down as well. As a Fermented Fungi rampages the Bray Shaman again, but it's just not really enough. The Greenskins are about to lose their Lord as the Butchers of Kalkengard have a full surround onto this poor little goblin. And they are axing the shit out of him. Acid Burpa is dead. That'll quickly leave us with just some Archers and the Night Goblin Shaman. We saw this versus the Empire in Game 1. It did not work out for the Greenskins then. We are going to see it here. Will not work out again. 19 HP. Holy shit, is he going to live? He is going to live. Night Goblin War Boss isn't. But the Acid Burpa is going to limp on home. Aw, he actually is limping. Aw. Well, this makes me sad. Okay. Well, go get some rest, buddy. You rest up. Feel better. Doombull spotted the Night Goblin Shaman. Bop! Somersaults on his ass. And immediately routes him. A 700-pound bull man just somersaulted on me. I'm going home. I'm not gonna play anymore. That's GG. Could Xenomorph from Alien beat Tretch? Yes. Yes, easy. Human Boy, you did an RR tier list recently, but what RR do you think is the coolest name? Is the Apabertha or the Blarga Blarga Blar? It's the Varga Blarga Blarga Blar for sure. Yeah, for anybody who's like, Human Boy, you're shit and you're a bad person, there is a 2.5 hour video coming out tomorrow where I had to rank every single regiment renowned in this fucking game. And let me tell you, when I started doing that video, I thought it would take me like an hour. It took 2.5 because apparently there's all the regiments of renown. There's so many. So if I did all that for you people and no one watches it and I get no subscribers like usual, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so goddamn pissed. Rusto is putting the Rat Clan on his back. He got them 2 points in a row. Nice job, Rusto. You goddamn champ. All right, let's take a look. Let's just everybody shut up. Shush your body. So what do we got? RTK and ODM, ODM and Rat. So ODM has potential to get 2 more points. Rat and RTK both have a chance to get 1 more. The best Rat can do is tie ODM. Yeah, the best Rat can do is get a 3-way tie. Because if Rat wins this last game here, this ODM versus Rat game 2, they'll have 3 points. RTK will have 3. Oh, no, they're fucked, though. No, wait, no. Sorry, okay. If ODM beats RTK and Rat beats ODM, it's a 3-3-3. That's the best Rat can do. For ODM, they can get up to 4. With RTK, they can get up to 4. So let's do ODM versus Rat, because that'll determine the Duel of Fates. And Rat has to put all their faith in Hitman Hippo and his Nurgle versus Skaven. I don't feel too good, Mr. Krabs. I don't feel too good. I don't know, sorry. When someone has to say the sentence, it's all down to Nurgle, it's like, oh, okay, so we lost. What do you mean by you people? Tropic Thunder, 2011. I hope the RR are ranked by faction, otherwise it wouldn't be watchable. I don't know what you mean by faction, I'm scared. Okay. We've seen both these builds before, but it's been a while. Ikat Claw with Flensing Ruin as his only spell. Skaven Slaves and Skaven Slave Spears across the front line. We have 3 Poisonwind Globes, 1 Natty Bow Sharpshooters, 2 Doom Flares, 4 Rat Ogres, and a Chieftain with Power Grab. No side for Nurgle, Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance and Rancid Visitations. Then we have a front line of Forsaken and Nurglings, including the Demon's Spew, 1 Rot Knight, 2 Bile Trolls, some Dogs, and the Noxbringer. Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle is going deep for something. Yeah. I hope the RR ranked by faction, otherwise it won't be watchable. Yeah, I'm just confused what that means on the tier list. I got that you're talking about the tier list, I just don't know what that means. Rancid Visitation's Overcast on a Natty Boobos. I don't think that does a lot of damage, but we'll see. I've never seen it cast on something that's not a single entity. Because it can kill Ikat in 3 shots. Plus the Noxbringer. Wow, they really wanted the Natty Boobo Sharpshooters dead. Unfortunately, Rancid Visitations does half their HP, but they're still going to hold. So unfortunately, not the greatest cast. It was better than I thought it was going to be, but didn't end up getting what he wanted to out of it. I think he wanted it to be like Fate of Buna, where just 1 shot's a unit, and then he could take out that 1200 gold unit for free. What else to be out? If you have 250 units on a single chart, no, it's gonna be fine. No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's I accept no criticism. It's gonna be perfect, and everyone's gonna love it, and no one's gonna complain, because YouTube people never complain. They never do. They're always so nice with all the effort you put into things. YouTube is so famous for respecting your time and effort. All right. Let's focus up. No more shenanigans as the front lines are starting to hit. Forsaken will get through Skaven Slaves very quickly. The problem with Skaven is always they're not relying on their Skaven Slaves to kill you. They have other things, like, you know, that. Globes do about 1/3 of the Forsaken's health on the shot, and now the Forsaken are running away. Nurgle's dogs are waiting in the flanks. They don't want to reveal themselves till the time is right. But fortunately, that time is closing in. The Noxbringer's already almost out of ammo. And still Nurgle hasn't really moved up into the fight. You're not going to outshoot the Skaven, as the Noxbringer is showing one of the reasons I don't think he's very good. I think he can be in certain situations, but he just misses too much. Like, he's trying to shoot this Poison Globe. Let's see where the 3 shots go. 2 went into the Rat Ogres last time. Oh, those were kind of accurate. Didn't do much damage, but they're kind of accurate. Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle is almost routing because the Chieftain is chasing after him. Lumbering slowly. Natty Booba Sharpshooter's almost out of ammo. Now, they did lose a lot of ammo to the Noxbringer, to be fair. In exchange for brain cancer from the 5G, I can listen to Human Boy while I drive. Scotch, that is a good trade. I'd take that trade every day. I'm kind of surprised Ikit hasn't been casting Flensing Ruin onto this guy with how long this early game is going. Like, he could be getting free Flensing Ruins out. I'm going to times 3 until someone does something. As the Noxbringer's just trying to shoot at groups, but it has 1 ammo left. There we go. Bile Trolls charging in, though they have no support. These Forsaken are so low that they're actually just going to rout at the drop of a hat, leaving the Bile Trolls all alone, and then we know how that usually goes for the Bile Trolls. Globes turning to try and throw at the Rot Knights who are coming in. Dog's going to cause a little bit of disruption. Skaven Slave's trying to catch him. There is a nice Flensing Ruin at last. And it'll even hit the Bile Trolls. Nice, but it is attached to the caster, so it'll follow him. Good job from the Nurgle caster to take it away from his units. That's fine. But I also like that the Skaven player just cast it on him to get the guaranteed value. More Globes trying to kill off the Forsaken. All 3 Globes point at the same Forsaken. Really don't like that guy, I guess. Healing Cap has appeared for the Chaos Sorcerer Lord Nurgle, which is very, very bad for Nurgle. That is very bad. The Rot Knights are now trying to get involved. Some of the Globes are clumped up and can't throw, but 2 of them still can, which means these Rot Knights are about to take a hell of a lot of damage. Avert your eyes, Nurgle lovers! Avert your eyes! Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's almost half HP off of a very expensive unit. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's not great. Skaven are very high on the balance power. I definitely agree. The Noxbringer's running around. It's just kind of a half-assed single entity right now without any ammunition left. His Poison Globes try and hit it at point-blank range, and that kind of went kind of okay. Fleshy Abundance heal onto the Rot Knights again. I've seen that many a time, and I still haven't seen Nurgle win a game in, like, 6 years. Bile Trolls might win against the Rat Ogres, but Poison Globes win against the Bile Trolls. Rock, paper, scissors this, bitch. 1 leadership up to 4. Oh my God, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna beat them all? Are they? Oh, they're routing. Oh, shit. 1 more overcasted Flensing Ruin, and that'll be the end of the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. Noxbringer starting to demonic instability crumbles, tries to run away from the Skaven Slaves and Ikit and the Doom Flayers, but he will not be able to. Oh, he's just crumbling so much. And the Rot Knights on the far side are not able to really participate. They're high HP after being healed up by the Fleshy Abundance, keeping the balance of power in checks. The Skaven don't get army losses anytime soon, but it's not actually going to win them the game. Is Ikit? Yeah, bring your ass. Use a Flensing Ruin, You brought the best spell in the game. Just use it. Just use it. See what happens. Rot Knights seem like an odd choice in this matchup. It's a tabletop format. You have to take the same army every time, so it was an army built to fight anything. Do Spirit Leech type spells prioritize removing HP from multiple entity units instead of killing models? Yes, they spread the damage out. Rock, paper, warpstone, infused globe of death. It could just use Flensing Ruin. There it is. I know you have the Winds of Magic in you. It's even overcast, so the Chaos Sorcerer is going to take a lot of damage. Globes and Doom Flayers are eyeing up the Demon Spew, who are full health, keeping a lot of balance of power in check. Nurgle is doing okay on the balance of power. I think they're in dire straits on the actual battlefield, but, you know. They're doing okay. As Nurgle fucks around and finds out, we're going to times 3 speed real quick. Nurgle is just running away, and the Skaven are gonna win. Demon Spew. And now there's some dogs. Hey, that's a brass orb, and they're all dead. And Nurgle's just trying to regenerate, I guess, with their Rot Knights and their Bile Trolls and their Chaos Sorcerer Lord. But you're just giving more time for Ikit to get his next overcasted Flensing Ruin and kill your ass. Back to this. Dun dun da da dun 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 da da dun. Skaven reforming lines and Nurgle is running away. You killed a Skaven slave, but what does it matter? Not a lot. But what does it matter? Not a lot. Then you gotta fight the Skaven anyway. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Here comes the Battle Trolls. Now, what he was doing is getting us around. He's trying for one last big charge in to get rid of everybody. But the Rot Knights are the only target the globes care about. Both globes have turned towards them, thrown guard mode on, and are going to fire. That is going to be big damage on a very important unit. Please, for the love of God, Flensing Ruin that guy. Healing cap has appeared on the Rot Knight, plus a brass orb behind them, and the Poison Globes are still throwing at them with guard mode on. Flensing Ruin that guy! Thank you. There's the Flensing Ruin for that guy. When he dies, the Bile Trolls both rout. Then you don't need to kill them, they'll just rout. The Rot Knights will be all alone. You can attrition them down with your Chieftain and Rat Ogres. You'll win the game. Flensing Ruin is going to kill the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle very soon. He has 600 HP. That has 25 seconds left. He will not survive. The Chieftain is even trying to make super sure he won't survive. Everything is terror routing. Skaven have won. Too cool to flens. Nah, dude. Nah. Gentle Rat, 3,600 value on Ikit, 1,300 value on the Chieftain. Skaven Slaves all just did Skaven Slave things. Poison Globes did fine. Sails did fine. Doomflayers did okay. Fritman Hippo. This Forsaken all got mulched by the Skaven. Bile Trolls still didn't do great. There's a reason you don't usually see those. Noxbringer didn't do that great either. Rot Knights did okay. GG's. GG's. So then that takes ODM to 3-3, and now our next game determines who goes to the finals. Because ODM ties RTK at 3. And their last game is against each other. So whoever wins this goes to finals against whoever won on Dobbs' stream. I didn't catch all of it. All right. We have Jepagu on his Lizardmen versus the Wood Elves. I know. You guys are going to be mad. It is Triple Waywatcher Kite. And yes, this Lizardman build doesn't have a lot to stop Triple Waywatchers from kiting it. I know. I don't have a follow-up. There isn't a but. It's just, I know. Hey, look. Sisters of Thorn getting clumped up on themselves. This was on the last patch before they fixed that with their hotfix, which I haven't actually played enough on the new patch because I've been busy to know if that hotfix truly worked. For the Wood Elf build, if you haven't seen it in a while, 4 Dryads, the Wardens of Sithril, 3 Wild Riders, a Sisters of Thorn, Triple Waywatchers, one of which the Hawkeyes of Shakira, and then a Spellcaster of Shadows with Pit of Shades and Melkoths. It's time for the Lizardmen. 4 Skink Skirmishers, some Skink Cohorts, some Red Crest Skinks, 2 Coldland Spear Riders. Do I see a third? Nope. 1 Chameleon Stalker, Rev Crystal bestowed on Thunderous One, and a Slan Mage Priest of Life with Regrowth. When do you bring the Plague Priest hero? Watch the Skaven guide, but whenever you need summons and don't want to take Skrulk or the Grey Seer of Plague for some reason. So if you need summons and you're playing with the double Brood Horror build, it's pretty good. Versus demonic factions, versus low leadership factions, because he has Contaminated on his melee attack. Most of the times. Cold and Spear Riders get into the backline. Wild Riders were a little slow to stop them. And Waywatchers gets Shield of Thorns to do a little bit more damage, as their arrows do a lot of damage to the Cold and Spear Riders. Rout them off pretty soon here, and they'll get back to kiting away. Dryads have to hold Skinks back, as the Lizardmen just rush forward. They did not fix that, actually? Oh, that's weird. Wasn't that the whole point of that patch? Thunderous One takes 3 Waywatcher Blasts to the face. Doesn't actually take that much damage. He has a high HP pool and some missile resistance. But wherever the Lizardmen get overextended, you can see the Wild Riders did half HP off those Red Crest Skinks on the charge. Light Infantry hates getting hit with Heavy Cav when unbraced. So that is kind of the point of this kite build, is to pull you apart and then kill anything that's isolated. Another beautiful Waywatcher Volley, but a Regrowth is already ticking up that HP. The Lizardmen only strategy can be just withstand this. They have a Rev Crystal, they have a Salon with Regrowth. They're just going to try and spread out the damage as much as possible and heal through it, and then in the late game beat you up in melee, I guess. I am suspect because I feel like Loopy is going to see what he's trying to do and just focus fire stuff. Like, only shoot the Thunderous one until it's dead. Don't shoot the Thunderous one, then it gets healed. Switch targets onto the Slann, then the Slann gets healed. Switch targets onto the Rev Crystal. Like, you do have to focus stuff down. Because you can see that heal cap. There's only so much healing the Thunderous one can get. And then it's just stuck and you can kill it. Nice charge in from the Thunderous one. Banishment down from the Slann as well, trying to catch these guys. Sister of the Thorn gonna have to do a little bit more peeling as the Thunderous one has made it into these guys. Red Crested Skinks getting distracted nearby, or trying to fight Sisters of the Thorn and Wild Riders. That's actually probably worth their time. Wardens of Sith are also trying to protect the Way Watchers. Way Watchers have to use a volley on Red Crested Skinks, try and get rid of those guys, but it's not enough. And once they get into melee, they should get the winning in melee combat buff that should keep them in the fight for a little bit longer, as the Thunderous one is not giving up on chasing these Way Watchers. So he's doing a good job constantly harassing them. There go the Red Crested Skinks. The Way Watchers are free and clear again, and they need to get one more big volley onto the Thunderous one, who got another overcasted regrowth to try and keep him in this fight. He is gonna heal cap with that. The Way Watchers keep lighting him up. Bounce power is still favoring the Wood Elves. Still have good Wild Riders and the Lord to peel the back line here. Make the Way Watchers keep moving. And elsewhere, the Dryads are taking some damage, but honestly, the Lizardman front line isn't even winning that hard. The Skinks just got peeled apart by the Dryads and the cycle charging. Thunderous one routes. Way Watchers might turn onto the Slann now. Or they'll finish him off either way. I don't know if he'll come back. Sister of the Thorn might just escort him off and they don't have to use their ammo killing him. Slann throws down the shield, gives himself 20% ward save, 40% missile resistance. That is 60% resistance to the missiles coming in for him, and he's still taking that much damage because he is tall and very easy to hit. Thunderous one gets to use this lightning while it's running away, apparently, so doing a lot of damage to Sisters of the Thorn that way. And the Way Watchers are sick of it. They just fire at him quick. They're like, ah, fuck you. Yeah, I can appreciate that. Rev Crystal's chilling out. Heals something. Heals the Slann, who just dodged a big Way Watcher volley. But the thing is like, the Lizardman strategy, as I said, is, I guess, just weather the storm of the Way Watchers and hope. At this point, even if the Way Watchers didn't exist, all you have is a Slann and a Rev Crystal versus all this stuff. It still feels like all this stuff is going to win. Another regrowth for the Slann on himself. The Way Watchers have moved on to the Rev Crystal for now. Army losses hits. And it will be ODM going to the finals. This game felt to play like it is to cast. The Thunderous one trying to be a hero and everything else just dying. Yeah. Triple Way Watcher kite is pretty brutal. Loopy was fun. Yeah, kite's usually fun for the person kiting, not for the person getting kited. Not surprising there. Alright, so who made it out of Dobbs' stream? Oh, it's NC. Hell yeah. Nice. So we'll have NC versus ODM for the finals. It is just 3 games, so a nice little best of 3 between these two. So let's do it. My clan made it. Nice. I'm not a part of the RAT clan. I'm a part of NC. I don't associate with the RAT clan. I don't know those guys. It's central. Let me make NC a little more central. Come on now. Come on now. And where's the ODM showing up? Oh, pretty much where it should be. Alright, best of 3. You recognize all these builds. The other ones were on Dobbs' stream, apparently, so we haven't seen 3 of these builds ever. We have a Skaven mirror, a Dark Elf Wood Elf, and then Warriors of Chaos Empire. Let's do it! Your clan? No, not like that, Hat for Cat. Game 2 happened last. Do game 1, game 3, game 2 in that order. Okay. So, for Gantai Kaiju versus Segos, we've seen this before, so I'm going to just go through them really quickly. 4 Outriders, 2 Hawk Long Rifles, 4 Empire Knights, and then a bunch of Halberd Spears, Gelt, Final Transit, Searing Doom. From the other side of the bracket, which Dov plays cast, We have Kaiju for game 1, 4 Marauder Horsemasters, then a bunch of Marauders, some with Great Weapons, some without. We do have the Slaughter Guard, Chosen of Khorne with Halberds ROR. We have a Metalcaster with Forbidden Rod of Plague of Rust, and then the Rotting Riders and Azazel. Azazel brought his Rampage and then Demon Blade. Outriders are trying to kite with the Marauder Horsemen. Slightly longer range, but they don't have 360 shoot, so as long as the Marauder Horsemasters can keep just running after these guys, they can throw at them. I don't know if Chaos necessarily wins the melee, though. Your Marauders is kind of a wash against Spearmen, honestly. I'll be, like, okay, the Slaughter Guard will beat all of these Spearmen in melee. But I'm thinking about the broader front line. The Marauders might get shot a bunch from the Hawk and Long Rifles and charged by Empire Cav. I think the biggest problem for this Warriors of Chaos build is going to be 4 Empire Knights versus 1 Rotting Rider. You just lack so much mobility presence. Outriders are firing uphill into a tangle of Marauder Horsemasters. Even they can't miss, and they get nice damage out. Elsewhere, the Hawk and Long Rifles are lighting up the Marauders, as we're worried about. And firing uphill, yeah. Firing uphill, the Outriders do much better, because they shoot over the heads of infantry a lot, but when the infantry are already over their heads, they shoot up, they do damage. What is this, Rampage? Yeah, that's a Rampage. Rampage draws the Outriders back in the Marauder Horsemasters, who should be getting melee attack orders onto these guys. They do not. So that's unfortunate. They're just not getting out nearly as much damage as they should be. And now Empire Knights are going to force them away. Final Transmutation onto Azazel, taxing his HP pool. He is a Demon Lord, not very tanky. So Final Trans is going to be hurtful. And Kaiju is getting wrecked on the flanks. The center's got to go great for him now, but the Slaughter Guard are just not very good. They're neat if you get into a grind fight, but that might not happen. And in this matchup with the Empire, I mean, the Hawk and Long Rifles and the Outriders are going to tear them apart. The Rotting Riders and Azazel have to put this game on their back, and I don't know how they're going to do it. Plague of Rust down on the Empire Knights as Azazel jumps in. He's trying to lock him in place so the Rotting Riders can swing around from the rear. That is a good little sandwich motion. I like that. The Slaughter Guard continue to take damage. The entire left flank of Chaos has collapsed, and now the Hawk and Long Rifles pivoted to the left, and they're firing for free down the Slaughter Guard. Look at these guys. They think they're so cool with their mildly flaming halberds, only to get shot to absolute piss. Down to half HP for those guys. More Marauders are falling, and really good pick off onto these Empire Knights, but I don't know how that's going to win the whole game, so Kaiju's going to have to do that like 6 or 7 more times. Slaughter Guard down to about a third HP. I know that visual bar doesn't look anything like their actual health, but their actual health is 4,000 out of 10,000, so 40% HP. Outriders firing at the Marauder Horsemasters, running straight at them. Another Rampage is out, this time on the Hawk and Long Rifles to stop them from firing for a little bit. And the Slaughter Guard finally got into melee where they can be largely safe from the Hawk and Long Rifle Overwatch fire. Now the Hawk and Long Rifles have just changed their attention onto the Rotting Riders, it looks like. The one that got Rampage does get nearly insta-killed. See Rotting Riders running through them. Just being a nuisance. Having big old claws. Big, meaty claws! There's other Hawk and Long Rifles trying to shoot, but they're sitting at the kind of the base of a hill, so they're already at a disadvantage, and then they need to be able to see something. They're not going to have a good line of sight, and Azazel's diving onto them, making it even worse. Kaiju's trying to come back in this. I'm just worried how much damage he's already sustained, though. Marauder Horsemasters mounting a final charge as the Outriders light him up with carbine fire. Last Hawk and Long Rifle should die to Azazel. How much does it mean? Rotting Riders need to be the next target of the Outriders, though. They got to take out the last of Chaos's mobility. Azazel with another Rampage onto the healthiest Outrider. Should draw them back into melee with the Rotting Riders. But the Rotting Riders aren't actually going to capitalize on that. They're running off to do this other thing. They're charging Empire Knights. Trying to get a good shot there as Azazel deals with the Outriders. Okay. I mean, not wanting to get charged by Empire Knights in the rear is solid, I guess. Slaughter Guard still holding it down. For now. And the Forbidden Rodcaster is slowly killing himself, but he really wanted to get more Winds of Magic out quickly for Azazel to get the Rampages he wanted. Much more than he really needed a Plague of Rusts or anything. Azazel, are you going for the Lord Snipe, or are you just going for Outriders? Outriders is probably the safer bet, and that looks like that is what he is going for. The Rotting Riders do slowly heal themselves up with regeneration, but they're just so damn low at this point. They can't out-regen the damage coming towards them. Outriders get to safety and fire in once again. Another final transmutation from Gelt onto Azazel. Should probably seal the fate of this game as the Rotting Riders are pushed off. Just not enough mobility left for the Warriors of Chaos. So you've seen it before. The Outriders are going to kite, the Outriders are going to shoot. And this isn't like the Beastmen game where the Warriors of Chaos can just withstand the damage. In the late game they'll win, because as you can see, they've already lost. Hey, Twist. This has be Phoenix King. I know that reference, but why is that? Why do you always use that reference on me? I am not This Has Be. That was a CA patch note. That's not my fault. This Has Be. I am not the This Has Be man. That is game 1 to ODM. Kaiju, you tried, but I just think your build had no chance into that type of build. Hawk and long rifles plus cav could secure the mobility advantage, and then just shoot your Rotting Riders, and after that you had a bunch of slow infantry that also just got murdered. Slaughter Guard got 800 value, which is honestly, that's twice as much as I thought they were going to get, considering how it started. So GG. I've been told game 3 happens second, so I guess we'll do that in that order. It's fine. I don't care. So strat game. Also haven't seen this Dark Elf build versus the Triple Waywatcher Kite. This has a much better chance than the Triple Waywatcher Kite. He has 6 shielded cavalry versus the 4 of the Wood Elves. It's going to be a lot harder to keep those Wood Elves archers online. For the Dark Elves, front line of Dread Spears and Bleak Swords, including the Hellbroni. Then we have a Beast Caster on dragons, just Flock of Doom up on a dragon. Triple Coldwell Knight, triple Dark Rider, and triple Dark Shard. On the other side, for the Wood Elves, we have seen it before in this stream, but just to recap, 4 Dryads, the Words of Sithril, 3 Wild Riders, Sister of the Thorn, 3 White Watchers, one of which is the Hawkeyes of Jakira, and then we have a Spellweaver of Shadows of Melkoths and Pit of Shades. They bear the Chili Cleavers. The Chili Halberds. So for now, Dread Spears and Bleak Swords holding up their silver shields to try and save themselves from Way Watchers. It works mildly. The Dark Shards also have silver shields. Everything here besides the Sorceress is shielded, actually. That's going to be annoying for the Wood Elves. 30 to 50% less damage on the whole army. Way Watchers are falling back. The Flock of Doomcaster just fucks off. I think he was trying to bait the Way Watchers to taking a shot at the dragon, and the dragon was just going to dodge it, but Way Watchers aren't taking that bait. Wild Riders get a free little charge on Spearmen. Doesn't get that much damage out, and Cold Knights are nearby, so they also have to get out of here quickly, and they mostly will. Waffle claims. Hat for a Cat, you do you, buddy. You're doing your own thing. So Melkoths and Waywatcher volleys trying to soften up the Dark Elves on the charge. And it's working. We have a Bleak Sword that's almost dead. Several other health bars are lacking. Golden Knights have taken damage. The Waywatcher's still trying to get damage out, but the Dark Riders dodge that entire volley. And that is going to get tricky. More Waywatcher volleys in, this time down the side of the Dark Shards. That one hits. It's really good damage. I'll probably get rid of those Dark Riders for a bit. They'll be back, but for now, they're just going to rout. One of the Wild Riders is already at half HP. Flock of Dooms keep poking the Sisters of the Thorn as well. And the Wood Elves fall back from all this chaff infantry on the low ground. Dark Riders surrounded in with the Coldwell Knights. These Wild Riders have nowhere to go. They lose half their HP. And a nice breath attack down the side takes out another Wild Rider. No, it did a little bit of damage, but not as much as I would have expected. Still, though, with this type of kite build, how narrow and teeny tiny it is, you just want to trade any value you can. So just getting a fight with the Wild Riders is more than the Dark Elves could have hoped for. A nice surround there guaranteed it. Dragon's going to land on the other Wild Rider. So already out of the 4 cavalry, 1 is at half HP, two are at half HP, 1 is already routing. That should make it easier for the Dark Riders to get into this backline. We still have 2 healthy Coldwell Knights, 1 healthy Dark Rider over there. Pretty wounded Dark Rider and Coldwell Knight still left on this side, but another Wild Rider might get pushed off as Waywatchers try and fire through the trees, but the trees block a lot of those shots. The Cold Knights get away scot-free. Weight Watchers have about half their ammunition left. And the Dark Elf Chaff infantry is still pushing forward. Wood Elves are a little bit up on the balance of power. I don't know if I agree. I think it's still pretty 50-50, and it is right in the middle there, so it's fine. It's fine. Dark Shards plus a Bleak Sword should be able to peel themselves from those Dryads, so they'll be fine. A lot of the Dryads are dying, actually. Another Breath Attack out from the Dark Caster. A little bit of damage. Good dodge there from Loopy, though, so the Dryads tried to get out of the way. Weight Watchers stop and fire at the Hellbroni, get a lot of damage out. Dark Elves are happy to let some random Hellbroni and stuff die. Overcast Flock of Doom on Justice Sisters. It's okay. It's fine. Somehow this Dryad got isolated. So now Dark Riders and Cold Knights are going to cycle charge that thing to death as the other Dark Shards get set up. And the Dragon Caster lands on the Shadows Mage, who is a little overextended, but was this all a bait? As now the Dragon is on the ground, and on the ground you cannot dodge. So the Weight Watchers are going to try and get more damage out than the Dragon does onto the Spellweaver Shadows, but that is not usually how this works. And triple Dark Shard just pin cushioning the Wild Riders on the way in. And the Wood Elves going for multiple things, and none of them really working out. The Dragon got the better of the trade on the Lord duel. The Wild Riders got massacred on the Dark Shard charge, so unfortunate turn of events there for the Wood Elves. Wardens of Sithril are chilling. I wonder if we get a breath attack or not onto them. They are currently completely surrounded in Dark Elves. And the Dragon's actually going to use his last breath attack down those Dryads, so really want to get rid of those guys. I guess since he has the Wardens wrapped up, he's not really too worried about it. Other Sisters of the Thorn, other Wild Riders trying to charge into these Dark Shards and take them out, but again, they just take so much damage on the charge with 3 Dark Shards shooting at you on your way in is pretty tough. And with Cold Knights charging through, Wild Riders also committing to the fight, really want to get rid of the Dark Shards, and they are overplaying their hand badly, unfortunately. Dragon plus Cold Knights is going to beat the shit out of their Wild Riders easily. Dryad's still alive in the back line. The Weight Watchers are here, half HP off a Dark Shard already. The Weight Watchers will continue firing in, still half and half for the balance of power. I would rather be the Dark Elves at this exact moment, but things could still go to shit, you never know. Huge Flock of Doom overcast onto 4 units. Already the Wild Riders are routing. The last Dryad might be going too. And another gigantic Weight Watcher volley down the side of another Dark Shard. Dark Shards, as they have been doing this whole game, turn and try and defend themselves while they shoot, but their backs are turned to the Weight Watchers. Can the Weight Watchers get a good volley onto them without those silver shields, keeping them somewhat safe? For the Dark Elves, how I have been saying, like, oh, I'd rather be them and all that stuff and yada yada and dumb bullshit, they aren't feeling great either. As you look around, a lot of attritioned out health bars. They still have a lot of chaff, which is why I'm siding with them, where I'm like, I'd rather be the Dark Elves. They have a Dragon Lord, so if you get into late game, I mean, Flock of Dooms over and over again on Weight Watchers with no ammo. It's going to be pretty brutal. We still have 7 volleys apiece to get through. One has 8. And not a lot of things left to take those volleys. But for the Wood Elves, besides their Weight Watchers, they are toast. Nice volley takes out a Dark Rider. Gonna route it, as per usual. And a Melkoth too, just for good measure. I have a kitty! Oh my god, kitty cat! Hi, kitty cat. Won't the lack of healing on such a large monster hurt them? Yeah, but I think he's just betting on Flock of Doom being really, really strong right now. Which, it is. So we still have Dark Shards on the back line. Looks like they're just going to keep routing Dryads until the Dryads shatter. And the Flock of Doom caster is keeping up with the Weight Watchers. Alright, there's the shot. Yep, that's what he was doing. Look at that dodge. That's why the Dragon's been up here. He's been like, what you gonna do, shoot me? Because ever since he landed on that Sorceress once, the Spellweaver Shadows, he hasn't landed again. He's just been trying to dodge Weight Watcher volleys. 5, 5... and 5 volleys left. As the Bleak Swords catch up to the Hawkeyes of Jakira, who should have a smoke bomb up soon that they could pop and get away from this. What else trying to kite? Melkoth Mystifying Miasma onto the Spearmen, does some damage, but also slows them. But they're in the trees now, so a lot of that Weight Watcher volley just went into nothing. Hawkeyes of Jakira getting fucked up. There's their smoke bomb. They've taken a lot of damage for this. Balance power is heavily in the Dark Elves' favor. The Dark Elves are just rallying around their Dark Shards. Still have some Cold Knights too. Weight Watchers 4 volleys and 5. 5 for the Hawkeyes too. But it looks like the Hawkeyes are going to rout any second, so I'm not really paying attention to them too much. If they matter, we'll talk about them. Waywatchers fire up and over at some Dark Shards, but those guys reposition a little bit. Not enough to save their lives. They do take some damage. I'm going to play this at ×2 speed as the Wood Elves just continue to run away. Running away, shooting cold one nights occasionally, and then a flock of doom. There we go. Another Waywatcher volley onto the Dark Shards, but those shields are up. 2 volleys left for this guy, 3 for the other one. The Hawkeyes are in melee combat, so they're doomed. Wood Elves continue to fall back. They're running out of time to fall back, though. 1 volley and 2. Another Melkoth onto the Dread Spears. You can see every volley, though, the Wood Elves' bounce power is going to fall. Because there's nothing left to shoot that is worth the ammunition on a Waywatcher. So their bounce power just gets worse and worse as they fire. Honestly, this next shot from the Waywatcher might army loss the Wood Elves. And that would be very funny. Alright, they're out of ammo. Didn't army loss them with their own ammo. I love when that happens. It's rare, but sometimes you fire a shot and then your guys are just like, fuck it, I'm out. But yeah, this is the Doom late game scenario. Is now melee Waywatchers have to charge into Dread Spears and just get massacred. It looks cool, but you're not getting any damage out, my little Waywatcher friends. I love how there's no there's no danger left at all, and still the Flock of Doom Beastcaster is like, nah, I'm not going down there. Another kite game. Another Waywatchers use all their ammo. GG's. Flock of Doomcaster got a lot of value. Look at that Bleak Sword. One Bleak Sword got 1600. I think that's the one that was chasing the Hawkeyes around. But yeah. This is it. I'll give NC their point in a second. You calm down. Time for Finals 2. Electric Boogaloo. It is the Skaven mirror with a Shogunix Skaven we haven't seen yet. We've seen Gentle Rat Skaven. Gentle Rat, the oh so strangely hesitant to use his Flensing Ruin Skaven. For Shogunix, looks like we have 2 Night Runners, 1 Jezzail, 4 Rat Ogres, the Council Guard, 4 Globes, I thought I mentioned them, maybe not, and then Clan Rats and a Gracia. I am a little worried because Shogunix Skaven don't have a lot to stop Doom Flayers. We have a Gracier of Plague with the Dreaded 13th and a Clan Rat Summon. Okay. Cool. How much did the Waywatchers do? One had like 1400, one had 1300, and another had like 1200. Okay. Cool. Both sides have globes, both sides have garbage front lines, both sides will lose those garbage front lines to globes. Go, Rats, go! Go, Rats, go! Go, Rats, go! Hey, they're in the trees, they might be safe. Regular Jezzail gonna shoot at Doom Flayers. That's actually a good use of their time. They'll get good damage out there, and like I said, the Doom Flayers don't have a lot of counters in Shogunix army. Elsewhere, the Rat Ogres come sprinting out of the trees. Clan Rats also trying to get in there. And they should beat the Skaven Slaves. They'll just beat them so slowly that it won't really matter. The Shogunix Globes are going up and over. And it is actually looking pretty rough for the red side. Their globes are getting shot a lot earlier than the green globes are. Now the green globes have a position in the trees, so a lot of the ranged fire going their way will get blocked. As support block Jezzail ROR is beating the regular one. Council Guard running up to try and get involved somewhere. In comes the Dreaded 13th to punish a blob. Does some damage to Skaven Slaves and Poison Globes. And now there's a bunch of Halberds nearby to turn and fight with the Rat Ogres and the Doom Flayers who are trying to path through them going uphill. It's a pretty tough time to get through those Stormvermin Halberds, so that should be a really good summon for Shogunix. Things are looking great for the green Skaven. Ick Claws on the back line. I am waiting to see a Flensing Ruin on the Gracier. Please. Please, Flensing Ruin the Gracier. Yeah, this area is a disaster for the red team. Elsewhere for the red team, they are getting pushed back. Globes firing up and over into more Rat Ogres, and as Netty Boob Sharpshooters start to fall back. They are getting damaged quite easily. They're very squishy. But here's the problem is, why is a Flensing Ruin over here? Gentle Rat, that is not what the spell does! Wait, anybody else seeing this? This Rat Ogre's not getting hit by it, but this one is. That's weird. Oh, I'm so angry right now! That spell doesn't do anything! God damn it. Oh, he needs to use it on the Grey Seer. But what is going great is the Chieftain is currently fighting the Grey Seer, and Doomflayers are sniping him out. And Shogunnik doesn't have a lot of mass, which is why we were saying that Doomflayers would be an issue. It's just like his 4 Rat Ogres are busy elsewhere, while the 4 Rat Ogres and 2 Doomflayers are largely free to do what they want. Here for the Gentle Rat. Now, Gentle Rat is pulling back in. The Council Guard are busy just fighting in the forest, which is not ideal to have in this Skaven matchup. You don't usually want the Council Guard. Again, this is a tabletop tournament. You can't change your build, yada, yada, yada. I'm just saying, in this matchup, there's a reason you don't see Council Guard when people can choose what they want to choose. Because globes will take them out, spells will take them out, like the Brass Orb. They just don't do a lot of damage as the Brass Orb gets a good shot down on the Council Guard. The Council Guard trying to keep the Grey Seer safe, but the Chieftain is busy beating his ass as his bone breaker mount tears apart the bell, hand and claw. For red team, their globes are scattered to the winds, their natty boob sharpshooters are shut down, but we still have a full health Ikit, we still have a full health Chieftain, we have enough Rat Ogres and Doomflayers to keep chasing things off. Another Clan Rat Summon is out, but that'll just chase off the Skaven Slaves. Really, the Grey Seer has got to find a way to get back into his Council Guard. He's currently getting body blocked by the Chieftain that won't let him get back to his Council Guard. But if he's sitting directly in the middle of them, the Chieftain will have to wade through a lot of halberds to get to him. That's just not going to be the case, as he is getting sniped out. Now, Grey Seers are nearly unbreakable. On their bells, they actually usually fight to the literal end, because they give themselves plus more leadership from that, plus vigor and leadership from that. So they're very, very hard to break. And this is exactly what we want. Look at that Chieftain just getting torn apart for sitting in the Council Guard. So that was a bit of a whoopsie. I don't know if an animation or a bad attack order sent him into the middle of the Council Guard, but now he's getting his ass handed to him. He's fighting in the trees, which debuffs his stats. You can see terrain, minus 13 on his speed, minus 10 on his melee attack, and he's fighting in these halberds, so he gets wrecked, and that is a big win that Shogunnik needed to stay in this game. We still have some Night Runners, still have some Clan Rats coming back, so the green Skaven are getting a bit of a second win. Red Skaven are trying to rally in the trees. They have 2 healthy-ish Rat Ogres, a healthy-ish Doomflayer, full health Ikit Claw, and the rest of the red team is pretty much a spent force. Night Runners are going to try and make sure that Chieftain doesn't come back while also peeling off these other Rat Ogres. But Ikit is here, and Ikit, if you use your second Flensing Ruin, how you should have used your first one, you will kill the Grey Seer and you will win this game. Overcast the Flensing Ruin right there. You win. You win instantly. He will rout. He'll take his Skaven leadership with him. That'll knock out this globe. That'll knock out all these forces. And then you can easily kite the Council Guard and win. Please. Please. Use your Flensing Ruin on the Grey Seer. Please. Just Flensing Ruin the Grey Seer. They're OP, please buff. Yeah, that's fair. Chieftain is back, and Chieftain is back on his bullshit, taking down the Grey Seer on his own. I like how he's like, fuck your Flensing Ruin. I don't need it. I have a Chieftain. But what are you going to use Flensing Ruin on, man? Please. Please. Just use Flensing Ruin on the big guy. There it is. Flensing Ruin Overcast. He had 600 HP, and he's going to die before it even gets halfway through its spell. And then all the other Skaven will rout. That's a Clan Rat Summon. It's not real. It'll go away in its own time. Everybody else is about to have a bad day. The fall of the Grey Seer. Watch out for all the white little leadership things to pop up. Bum, 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 bum. There they go. And the Council Guard are running away. He's saving it for you. But he doesn't need to save it for me. He can just cast it. That's GG. ODM will be victorious. So Flensing Ruin is a good spell. Flensing Ruin is a good spell. Just use it on the right targets and use it aggressively. We don't need to keep saving it for the end of the game, Gentle Rat. You can use it earlier. Just scrolling through the values, seeing if anything really stands out. Not a ton. Not a ton. Cleansing Ruin is a very good spell. GG's to all who played. Good job, NC, for getting to the finals. Good job, ODM, for winning those finals. So what do we have coming up? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look-see. So, where is this guy thing? Stop pausing right at the end, damn it. You're killing the tension. Aw, that's nice. I love when people say nice things. Okay, where's my channel? Kilo Sunset isn't streaming right now? I thought he said he was streaming. The fuck? Wrong display. Bam. Okay. So we have the faction war right side. Then we have faction war left side. Soon. Faction war right side is tomorrow at 2 p.m. my time. Faction war left side is 2 days from now, 7:30 p.m. my time. Cool? Cool. The Warhammer World Cup, the semifinals are done as of today. So I'm going to get those players on their finals and get that moving. We should be casting those next weekend, hopefully. Hopefully. So there's lots of fun, lots of good stuff coming up. Be sure to check that out. And now I suppose it's time to leave. Let's see, is there anybody I should be rating? I thought Tequila Sunset said he was going to stream. Guess not. Nah. Looks like it's not. I don't know. I raid you to nothing. Go, be free. What time is the Human Boy on? I'm in Central United States. Yeah, Central US. It is 2:25 for me right now. Goodbye forever.